Irish Drew Vitali just got deported to Russia, and strangely enough, that might be the best possible outcome for him. If you're not up to speed, that probably sounds completely insane. How is getting sent back to Russia a win? Here's the short version. This guy has made a career out of doing dumb things, but what he pulled recently may have been his worst decision yet. After losing his team, he apparently decided the solution was to fly to the Philippines and act like an absolute menace to the locals. We're talking about running off with a security motorcycle, stealing police officers' hats, taking an industrial fan, grabbing a red light mask, threatening to rob an elderly woman, and a whole list of other nonsense. According to him though, it was all just pranks. He even claimed he didn't mind going to jail because he enjoyed it, brushing everything off by saying he didn't need much money there anyway. That confidence lasted right up until he was arrested, paraded in front of the entire country, and hit with multiple criminal charges. That's also when people started realizing how serious this really was. Stealing a motorcycle in the Philippines isn't just a prank, it's grand theft auto, and grand theft auto carries a mandatory sentence of up to 20 years in prison. Now, he wasn't actually charged with that specific crime, which meant his entire future hinged on one terrifying question. Would prosecutors decide to charge him for the exact thing he live-streamed himself doing for the whole world to see? Fast forward to now. After leaving Jack Doherty's arraignment for his criminal trial yesterday, news broke that authorities in the Philippines held yet another press conference at the Palais, and honestly, it's wild. His time in jail basically started and ended with him being marched out for press conferences. The only problem is that this one was entirely in Tagalog, so understanding it wasn't exactly easy. To make sense of it, I had to rely on a dub. Was it perfect? Definitely not, but it's good enough to finally piece together what actually happened, and why getting deported might have saved him from completely ruining his life.
This is subject to clearances from the NBI and the courts where cases have been filed. His cases at the Taguig Regional Trial Court and Municipal Trial Court have been resolved and served as well. The penalty you have there. Thus, the siblings can also proceed with his deportation soon. We are coordinating on the location for his deportation, which is his country, Russia.
Interesting.
You
I guess
might
they
be
resolved it.
asking, Vitali is a holder of a U.S. green card, but is a citizen of Russia. Thus, the normal process is not about the country of residence, but the passport of origin. His passport is from Russia, so the deportation will be processed there. Once we secure the necessary papers for his escort, his flight will leave from Kaliboklan going directly to Moscow. Let this serve as a reminder to all our visitors here in the Philippines that we continually welcome tourists and visitors. We treat them with respect and anticipate they will follow the same rules we do when traveling. We have no ill feelings towards Vitali. He has served his time, shown remorse, and he is now a free man going back to Russia. Thank you very much.
All right. And just like that, he was allowed to go home.
So that's why a headline saying he was deported to Russia is actually being framed as a good thing for him. Normally the word deported carries a clearly negative meaning, and for good reason, but in this case, it effectively removes any real pressure on the government to follow through with serious punishment, and you can see why. When I talked to people about it, roughly half didn't even know who he was in the first place. Others said they already forgot about him altogether, even though they still didn't like him. Once the attention disappears, so does the incentive to make an example out of him.
Well, I knew him like a long time ago. Dude was pretty much a online. So when I heard that he came over here, I knew he was up to no good.
Mm-hmm.
And after hearing about what happened to him, regarding his incarceration, I know he's in jail now. I think he should receive the maximum sentence.
Mm-hmm.
But what I do notice is a lot of people here pretty much forgot what happened here, and some people do know. I guess if they followed you, they would still know about it.
Yeah.
But pretty much like a lot of people here have just forgotten about it. Usually cases like this tend to drag for months, years. So I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't hear about like his case this week or the next month. So yeah, The justice system is works really slow here.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But at least for now, it looks like that nightmare is finally coming to an end for Vitali. Since his arrest, we've only seen him a handful of times, with the most recent clip making it look like he was getting baptized. Not long ago, maybe 2 weeks back, there was also a pretty wild rumor going around that he'd had his hand cut off. So seeing him show up at this press conference in one piece was actually reassuring, because it completely shut that down. That said, he still spent nearly a year locked up in Camp Bagongdiwa, and right before he was sent there was extensive coverage about what that place is really like, how overcrowded it is, how harsh the conditions are, and why it's considered a nightmare to be detained there in the first place.
The Bureau of Immigration is planning for the rehabilitation of their detention center at Camp Bagongdiwa in Taguig City due to the congestion problem.
Taguig.
According to immigration spokesperson Dana Sandoval, the capacity of the current BI facility is only 100, but more than 300 foreign nationals are currently detained.
That's crazy.
Ang importante din kasi is make the area livable.
That's crazy. The bar was like, okay, we have to make this livable.
Currently, the Bureau of Immigration is cooperating with the other law enforcement agencies, so not all foreign nationals who will violate the law will be brought to their facilities.
So this segment right here is really just showing a lot of the hallways, not actually what it's like inside of the cells. Camp Diwa. I'm trying to see if I can find what the jail cells look like. Duarte wants TV sets in all Camp Diwa cells. I guess to monitor what's going on. But I mean, this looks extremely cramped. I wonder how many cellmates he had at a time here.
So yeah, I mean, good for him that he's out of there, because I don't think anyone would willingly choose to spend time in a place like that. Unfortunately for Gino though, he might not be so lucky. Gino is the other IRL streamer who was just arrested in the Philippines, and I've had confirmation from someone who knows him fairly well that he's basically been missing ever since he posted that he got arrested. So yeah, that was almost certainly real. It honestly feels like some kind of twisted relay race. Vitali's like, alright, I'm out, hands off the baton, and Gino's like, yeah, I'll keep the cell warm for you. It's messed up, and I genuinely don't understand the logic behind any of this. Why would you go to a foreign country, especially one like the Philippines with extremely harsh penalties, and then commit crimes on camera? It just doesn't make sense. A lot of people have also been asking why he was deported to Russia specifically. He actually addressed this himself, and the answer is pretty simple. He's a Russian citizen who also has a US green card. Because he's a Russian national, that's where he gets deported to. And from there, realistically, he can probably travel wherever he wants. So once Vitali officially left the Philippines, it's safe to say he dodged one of the biggest bullets imaginable. Doing something that could land you a 20-year prison sentence in a country like that is about as bad as it gets. That's the kind of situation you want to avoid at all costs in life. And to be fair, the guy already spent around 9 months in some of the worst conditions possible, so I'm genuinely glad he's able to go home. What he did was next level stupid. There's no denying that, but hopefully he actually understands just how bad it was and doesn't immediately jump back into the same antics. Unlike a certain other streamer who's still stuck in South Korea, it at least looks like this experience changed him. Just comparing the before and after footage, he doesn't look like the same person. And at the end of the day, that's what you want. You want people to learn from their mistakes. If you want the full breakdown of how he even ended up in this situation in the first place, you can click the video on screen right now, where I actually went to the Philippines and retraced all of his steps. It's a crazy one, and I definitely recommend checking it out. Other than that, if you're new here, feel free to subscribe. Drop a like if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's upload.